Can a case actually be thin and still protect a $1,500 folding phone? Most slim cases for the Z Fold 8 sacrifice one for the other without telling you. We put 3 of the newest ones through the ringer to see which ones actually pull off both. We're ranking them on how they handle the hinge, the magnets, and your screen protector, not just how thin the spec sheet says they are. 3. Benks ArmorGrid Grand Combo. Benks goes with genuine, licensed Kevlar fiber, fused to a TPU or polycarbonate frame, bundled with a fitted Glass Warrior screen protector and a dedicated hinge cover in the box. The hinge itself is a single molded piece rather than a separate cover snapped over the buttons, which means there's less material sitting directly over the volume rocker and power button than you get with some multi-piece rugged designs. The click still feels close to the bare phone. Benks' own documentation puts the magnetic hold at 10 newtons, and it's honest about a real limitation. Some wallets and rectangular magnetic accessories may not seat flush because of how the camera housing is shaped, so round accessories are the safer bet. Here's the catch that actually knocked this to the bottom of the list. Benks sells this case in 2 different builds for the Z Fold 8. ArmorGrid Pro, which uses a polycarbonate front frame, and ArmorGrid Air, which swaps in a lighter Kevlar front frame and sits closer to genuine thin case territory. The listings blend together in search, and going purely off the product title, it's not obvious which build you're getting until it's in your hand. For a video specifically about thin cases, that's a real problem. You could end up with the bulkier Pro when you were expecting the Air. It also carries the lowest verified magnet number of the 3 cases here, a full 8 newtons behind our top pick. If you specifically want the Kevlar texture and don't mind confirming the exact variant before you buy, this still gets you real hinge protection and a screen protector in the box. Just check the listing twice. That's the whole review in one sentence. One more thing worth knowing before the next 2 picks. Magnet specs on these cases get published in different units depending on the brand. Grams of force versus newtons. So when we compare numbers across cases, we're converting to the same scale rather than eyeballing it. 2. FNTCASE Clear Cover, Full Hinge Protection. FNTCASE takes a different approach entirely. A clear, translucent case that ships with the screen protector already installed rather than sold as a separate accessory. That matters more than it sounds. Because the case and the protector were fitted together in the same box, you're not guessing whether a third-party tempered glass panel will clear the inner lip once the case is on. The edges stay thin for how much coverage they give. A 2.5mm raised lip around the camera, a 1.5mm bezel around the screen, and just 0.5mm on the corners. On the magnet side, FNTCASE lists 38 individual N52 magnets, producing roughly 2,400 grams of holding force. That converts to right around 23.5 newtons, which is the strongest number of the 3 cases in this video by a wide margin. The catch is in the language, not the hardware. FNTCASE calls this military-grade drop protection, but that's the brand's own description. There's no independent certification body attached to the claim anywhere in the listing, so it's worth repeating as the brand's claim, rather than a verified rating if you're covering it on camera. The anti-yellowing claim on the clear back carries the same asterisk. It's what FNTCASE says, not something a third party has confirmed after months of actual sun exposure. Whether a thicker aftermarket USB-C cable seats fully in the port cutout once the case and pre-installed protector are both on is worth a quick test fit before you rely on it. Between the strongest magnet spec here and a screen protector problem solved before it starts, this is a genuinely strong pick. It loses the top spot only because so much of the durability language is unverified marketing rather than an independently confirmed rating. 1. TORRAS Ostand L1. TORRAS solves a problem neither case above it even attempts, a built-in kickstand that doesn't add bulk to carry around. The stainless steel stand folds completely flat into the back panel when you're not
using it. So in your hand or your pocket, it behaves like a standard slim case and only becomes a stand when you actually flip it out. The magnetic array is N52 based and rated at 18 newtons of holding force, behind FNTCASE's 23.5 newtons on paper, but comfortably ahead of Benks' 10 newtons. And unlike FNTCASE, TORRAS doesn't pair that number with an unverified military-grade label it can't back up. It ships with 2 screen protectors in the box, and the camera housing gets its own raised detailing rather than one flat slab covering the whole module, which is what keeps the phone from rocking when it's lying face down mid-fold on a desk. The one honest catch is the one you'd expect from any case with a moving part. A hinge and hardware stand mechanism, however well it folds flat, is still one more point of failure than a solid slab of plastic. And TORRAS states plainly that this case is compatible only with the Z Fold 8 in its wide form factor, not the Ultra. so don't cross-shop it if that's what you're holding. It takes the top spot for the combination that actually matters here: a verified competitive magnet number, hinge protection, a genuinely bulk-free kickstand, and specs that don't overreach past what's actually documented. If you use a stand for video calls or propping the phone up unfolded, this is the clear pick. If you never touch a kickstand, FNTCASE's raw magnet strength might suit you better. Strongest verified magnet spec: FNTCASE at approximately 23.5 newtons, converted from 2,400 grams force. Best if you actually use a kickstand: TORRAS Ostand L1. Folds flat, adds no real bulk. Most honestly documented overall: TORRAS, since none of its claims outrun what's actually published. Skip unless you confirm the variant first. Benks, verify Pro versus Air before you buy. Drop a comment with which one you're grabbing, and if this saved you from linking the wrong Benks variant, hit subscribe. More Z Fold 8 accessory breakdowns coming.